Hi, Dr. Taylor with Aspire Chiropractic. Today, I want to talk to you about some big words, okay? And they're all going to start with the same few letters. S-P-O-N-D. Spond. Spond means spine, okay? Now, this is specifically related to the low back. So what we're going to do, we're going to draw that in here. L1, L2, L3, L4, L5, tailbone, S. So, man, that's kind of messed up. There we go. That looks better. There you go, it looks more three-dimensional now. So we've got 5 bones in the low back. And we should have a nice curve in our low back, okay? Because what that does, that acts like a shock absorber, right? So we've got this set up here. Now, we're going to start with spondylosis. S-P-O-N-D-O-L-O-S-I-S. Spondylosis. Spondylosis is another word for arthritis. Arthritis of the spine. So what happens is we start to get degeneration in the discs here. So these bones start to becoming a little closer together. We start to lose that space in there. We start to lose that shock absorption. We start to lose that mobility, okay? And what happens, we've got nerves that come out of the back of the spine here. So, actually, I go over this with patients all the time. We're gonna look at motion segments, okay? There's one, there's another. No, this is a bone and this is a bone. Boom, 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 like that. Boom, 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 like that. So the nerves come out of these nerve holes right here. Boom, boom. You'll notice half of the hole is made up by the bone on top, half of the hole is made up by the bone on the bottom. Now, if we've got our disc here, and our disc starts to get old, starts to get arthritic, starts to degenerate, then these bones get closer together. If they get closer together here, they get closer together here. And we start to pinch that hole where that nerve comes out. Now, anytime you get a hole that shrinks, that is called stenosis. S-T-E-N-O-S-I-S. Stenosis just means hole gets smaller. That's what it means in Latin, hole gets smaller. So we can get stenosis of these holes. Here's where the nerve come out. We can get stenosis of the spinal column itself. But going back here, spondylosis, arthritis of the spine, degeneration of the discs, shrinking disc height, pinched nerves. Next word. Spondylo, S-P-O-N-D-Y-L-O-S-I-S. Nope, we just did that one. That's how it's actually spelled. Spondylo, L-I-S-T-H-E-S-I-S. Spondylo means spine. Listhesis. List means to shift or slide, okay? Think of like a ship listing on the waves. So, spondylolisthesis refers to a bone, more often than not in the low back, can also happen in the neck, shifting or sliding. More often than not, it will shift or slide forward. Okay? Even just on a drawing, that looks messed up. So, let's go back to this here. Hole where the nerve comes out. Half the hole made up by the bone on top, half the hole made up by the bone on the bottom. Okay? So if you got a hole, and part of it is shifting like that, what's going to happen to this guy? Same thing. Going to pinch that nerve in there. You're also going to spasm up a whole lot of muscles. All these things going on back here. Because what's your body going to want to do? It's going to want to stop that from happening. You know why? Because that's bad. It's also going to cause these disc issues here. So what's going to happen? You're going to come in, I got pain right smack in the middle of my low back. Sometimes, depending on how much this nerve is pinched, we're going to have pain going down into the leg somewhere, somehow. If we're at L4, L5, probably going to have sciatica-like symptoms. But again, it's not sciatica. It's sciatica caused by spondylolisthesis. So you're going to get injections Why? Because you're in pain, okay? You're gonna got inflammation. What's the injection gonna do? It's gonna wear off, that's what. And you go get another one. And what's that gonna do? It's gonna wear off. You know why? Because you're not fixing the problem. Problem is this bone here is sliding forward. What you gotta do, we gotta push that thing back. There's two ways you can do that. Get punched in the stomach, or you can get a chiropractic adjustment, get that tailbone slide back under there. Get that L4 to slide over the top of it. Punch in the stomach doesn't really go over very well. Last one. Spondylolisthesis. Spondylolisthesis. Okay? Spine. Lysis means to separate. Okay? So what we're going to do, throwing erasers here. We're going to take a really close-up look at, let's just do the sacrum and L5, okay? Here's the back of L5. There's where that hole comes out there. And there's the bone. So lysis, to lyse, to separate. What happens is we get a stress fracture right there. That's the bridge that holds the body of the vertebra to the back end of it. So then this thing slides forward, okay? It slides forward more. And this gap here gets bigger and bigger. Now, if this gets big enough, that's a surgical issue, but this is something that 100% absolutely can be cared for conservatively through chiropractic, through physical therapy, and corrective exercises. Because what's going to happen again, as this thing starts to slide forward here, basically there's grades of it. All you do, you take the tailbone, you split it into quarters here. The back of the vertebrae is there. There's grade 1, there's grade 2, there's grade 3. God forbid, and this has happened, if that L5 is falling off the base of that sacrum, that's a grade 4, that's messed up. You come in here, we're going to take an x-ray so we can diagnose this kind of stuff. You can't do this on physical exam. You need an x-ray. You need to see the bone. You need to see the problem. If that's your problem, I'm referring you out. I can't help you with that. But a grade 3, a grade 2, a grade 1, all day long. But you got to see the problem. You got to do a thorough exam. You got to take some x-rays. Here at Aspire Chiropractic, we take x-rays because we want to see the bone. We want to see what we're working on. Just makes sense. Here, we're ready to help you when you're ready to be your best. At Aspire Chiropractic, naturally.